Okay, there we go. There we go. Wrong one. I hope alerts are back to actually working again, man, onto that, because, like, they haven't been working for a while, but, like, every time I test them in the thing, it works fine onto that, so I don't know if, it's just, like, something on stream elements end that I need to fix or anything, but, yeah, I don't know why the bit didn't register on that, yeah. But yeah, we can have you guys can keep it that, do I want to put a text def count in?
I feel like that would be expected, which means...
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we can be rebels.
Def count. Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's feed back into that freaking outdated marketing that ruined people's perception of this series. Let's go.
What?
We're so fucking back.
This game is going to kill your grandma.
Audible eye rolling and sarcasm, by the way, because I hate that old marketing for Dark Souls in retrospect.
I'm just gonna adjust this real quick while we're getting in. It's last minute additions to stream make me have to do this. I'm sorry. Okay. Select new fonts. Let's see. Do I have anything that can be kind of Dark Souls-y?
I know you have the generator, Ace, but I'm guessing you don't have like a font file that you can supply.
Oh, that's a little too fancy. That's just a Detroit Lions logo. Okay, that works enough on that.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
yeah. All right. Perfect. Okay, so hi guys. Yes. Welcome to the thing you guys got last year. September goal was me playing through Dark Souls, because I have yet to play a Souls-like of any kind, and Dark Souls has been on my radar for a very long time. I've been aware of it since the series was starting to come out onto that, but I never really got around to playing them, and I always kind of knew, especially after starting streaming, if I was going to play them, it was going to be via stream, because I feel like that's the kind of environment for these kinds of games onto that. And yeah, that was the Xiao Mage, yeah, that's the exact reason why I wanted to do Dark Souls, because a few people were also mentioning Bloodborne onto that, and I just feel like Dark Souls is probably giving me a better baseline of what to expect in this genre, so this is the one that's the base for everything else in the genre, so I kind of figured this is the one I should start with onto that. So
I'm holding up my drink in a cheers-like motion because I toward this game in particular.
Yes.
Yeah. If you really wanted to go to the progenitor, we could have gone prehistoric and done Kingsfield.
No!
No! Oh wait, new game.
All that new game stuff.
Okay.
Enjoy the relaxing music that is the character creator screen that you will never hear again.
So the visible,
it's
the flame.
Your typical 7th generation stuff of try to make it so you can barely see it.
I guess about. This is weird because it's totally different on stream for it as well onto that, so it's like shit.
Trust me, we're not going to need to be that big on immersion. Just set it to what you think is right for your eyes.
Okay, I guess this for that. Yeah.
It's literally a case of Pat. It's like, you know what? No blood. Turn it off.
You could and you would not notice it at all. The only thing of real note, I should say, you probably want to worry about is the camera auto wall recovery. Ace, do you remember if that should be on or off? Then we will ball it with default, and if it sucks, we'll figure it out later.
Right.
We ball.
I do recommend putting some of the voices up a little higher than the rest because NPC's dialogue is the biggest draw of the series outside of the gameplay.
Okay, we'll put that
Yeah,
to 9 for right now.
granted, Yeah, as you're gonna find out later, music and voice will not conflict with each other with how this game's soundtrack works.
It only really shows up in like sequels. There's not many bosses that speak to you in this first game.
And areas where their NPCs don't tend to have music, or at the very least music that is obnoxiously loud.
It is used frugally, and it's actually pretty great for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Nozoe Sakuraba helped out with this game with like most of the series soundtrack. I don't know what tracks specifically he did. I assume some of the boss tracks, but I love that composer. He used to be one of my favorites. Still is one of my favorites.
I need someone to put.
Yeah.
I need someone to have that video of that animation ready of the two guys going through Dark Souls. Do 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 do.
It's pretty good.
People keep saying my mic is wonky.
Something up with you. Ace's mic specifically?
Yeah.
It's weird because he sounds fine on my end. But that is something up. Because yeah,
Dutchman says it sounds fine.
Is it anybody else that mic sounds weird, or is it just Ace? Because it sounds fine to me on my end, so I don't know if it's a stream thing or anything like that, guys.
Warbot says that game audio might be a little quiet.
Okay, well, it was set to Fire Emblem before, and it's the little moody music, so yeah.
We're only
playing with the Fire
mention
Emblem
of
settings, are we?
Yeah, some mention of yeah, it just seems to be coming from Brandon's end, so we'll keep it.
Okay, that might just be something on your end, and
we'll see if it picks up anywhere else.
Okay,
but yeah,
well,
let's stick with these defaults.
I guess there's a way to test that out. So for this playthrough, my main guides are going to be Ace and Stefan. So I have kind of kept it to if there's stuff you don't want me to miss, or like just questions about the game, kind of do it. But like, let me fall for the stuff like the Lago shooting the water kind of deal onto that. If there's any rite of passage shit onto that for a Dark Souls playthrough.
Like if there's like a weapon I think you'll like nearby, I'll tell you about it. And like certain character quest lines that might depends. Again, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess for you guys, what was your experience getting into Dark Souls onto that, and just your background with the series on that?
Go ahead and press OK, Pat.
Okay.
We do not see any opening scenes until you get past your character creator.
Yeah, honestly, best to do this while you're melting your character.
All the defaults are fine there. All right.
Okay.
So first things first.
Man.
We want to deal with everything but class and gift first.
Okay.
So, I guess this is when we ask Pat, do you want to make a character or do you want to make a monster?
I think a monster.
All right, time to put the army figure under the
Wait. I would like to at least take an opportunity for some lore stuff first that we can talk about. Go back and go to Face. So this was very much built on a similar foundation of D&D, which I think was around 3rd edition by this point. So you can have your templates that start to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what the world is. Most of them are obviously just flavor to whatever your stereotypes you want to set in, but some of these do play into some characters you will meet along the journey. So if you feel like role-playing, then this gives you a place to start. It's cute. It doesn't feed into much. It really is just gameplay,
I'm just laughing. I don't know why.
It's me! The Jubilee guy is me.
I get it that it's the one black guy, and I don't mean it like that. I just mean like his face structurally looks so different compared to every other one. It's like there's a PNG face going on with that one.
Jason, you say that you're that guy, but funny enough, all the people from that nation, I feel like are Jason 4 characters.
Hilarious.
Just like
yeah, I just wanted to get that out there because hey, Johnny!
Johnny! Thank you for that. I'm sorry my alerts are not working right now for it, but I very much appreciate the for the raid, and we are literally about to start this playthrough onto that of Dark Souls onto that. So thank you very much on that. But,
Thank you to what? Solid Snake suddenly a fan of Jey Uso?
Yeet. All right. Yeet. Yeet. Now that we've established what the faces are, the hair has a similar hair and hair color have similar stuff. Of some of them feed into your kind of D&D creation stuff, but most of it is just the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on.
Very limited options.
I don't want to skip over this. Hashtag Snake Yeeter. What happened?
I know they were playing PS3 on that.
Makes me think someone went up to the top of the ladder and then threw themselves off afterwards.
Snake,
we threw a snake at snake ass. That's so cold. So cold.
Literally threw a snake.
Understood.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So, is it
All right.
monster creating time?
Now we are going into customize and making a monster.
All right.
So, if you want to make a proper ass monster, it's very simple actually. First, you can start with random, which will just kind of give you some general stuff that will still kind of look like people. Some of them a little more or less than others. Then, when you find a base that you're comfortable messing with even further, you're going to go to create similar face.
Okay, let's see. What can we get going? Yeah, we'll go with that.
Now, you're gonna take that cursor and move that all the way to the end.
Crank it up! No!
Start pressing that A. No. You're gonna just keep pressing create similar face as many times as you feel like.
Just hit it. No! And Pat, would you believe this game's on the tamer end of this?
Oh my!
He's melting. You're de-evolving. You're regressing back to your primal ways.
I mean, you are drying out like a goddamn prude. Oh, we turned green. Okay, we're Squidward.
No.
We're Squidward.
Yeah. If you ever want to abandon ship, you can just click the random button to return to base. But yes, this is the kind of stuff you are.
That one's pretty good.
And then,
Hair sold separately. Give him the fucking posh cut. I was posh cut
yeah,
was like bright pink.
Which is the posh cut?
So, in lore, posh would be the bowl cut.
You listen up, here's a story about a little guy who lives
Bob.
in a
Go with Bob.
world.
Yeah.
This one? Or...
It's literally called Bob. Look at the hair
Bob.
options.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Can we get that in obnoxious color?
If you go to customize further, it does let you change. They give you some bases to start with, but you can customize the hair with a RBG. No. That's messing with faces. But though, if you want to try and quirk him up further, but yeah, we're gonna go to hair color. Good old faithful RGB, baby.
RBGs. I'll just end up making it silver.
This little bit of.
Hey man, you gave them silver hair, which means they're now fully capable of being inserted into Final Fantasy XIV as a Scion, and we do not have to question it.
Yeah!
Yeah, you know what, Dan, you're right. I feel like I unintentionally made a Tron character. You're right. Oh boy.
Yeah, you're basically a troll from World of Warcraft now. Congratulations.
All right, next let's go to physique, because that's more just body type. Now, if you cared about creating a real character, the only real options would be average, slim, large, and maybe very large. Because the way that the textures wrap around the bigger body types really just kind of fucks with the actual armor sets and doesn't make them look good. Now, if you want to not appreciate the massive amount of effort they went into the body types and the armor sets, then yeah, fuck it, do whatever you feel like. But I'm just making note of the world.
I think slim on that.
All right, so we'll start with gift. Fairy D&D. This is a unique item that you can start the game with. Now, none of these are actually unique. They can all be gained in-game. Some just much later than others. Feel free to read them.
Grants small increase of HP. Open any basic lock. Initial feet. Trinket, no effect, but bomb earns comfort travelers. Not really used by Pine Spite. Call humanities. I think small increase to HP, probably?
I
Wing is
would recommend against it personally, because the increase is actually fairly insignificant, and it becomes borderline useless once you start to get anywhere into the game.
If I were to throw my recommendation, maybe the Old Witch's Ring. It has no use, but we get extra lore with it.
We get content faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if this was not your first playthrough, then I think the Thief's key, the Master Key, would be great, because it basically lets you go to places earlier than you're intended to. But I do think that they balanced the game well enough for the initial zones that you're supposed to go to, that I think it's better to experience it that way the first time.
Now, given what you told me, Pat, of how you kind of want to build, unfortunately with DS1, since there's no respec system, you do kind of need to have a general idea of what you want going in, unless you want a super grind.
I think the biggest thing that I want to do with this is, if the idea, you know, where I think I just want to hit really fucking hard of, like, whatever I do hit, it's gonna mean a lot of damage since I'm gonna be dodging the rest of the time and shit, so...
Which means big mother trucking weapon.
Yeah, so is that
probably looking at
warrior.
We're looking at a two-handed strength build.
Yeah, so probably either warrior, knight. I think bandit has high strength. Yeah, bandit has high strength, or pyromancer. I think has a decently high strength, while addition having very early access to pyromancy. Which, even if you're going big, strong, huge, strong, pyromancy is still something you can fuck with.
I think let's... You're bandit or knight? I'm kind of leaning towards knight a little bit.
Classic sword and board?
Yeah.
Just to start out?
Yeah.
All right. I will say, actually, going back to gifts, one of the items that you get, which is the black fire bombs. Also, this will be mouse and keyboard. The firebombs are kind of known mostly as a early option that people do if they are doing a specific run, typically speed runs. Because if you defeat an early game boss faster than intended, you can get a weapon drop that typically will only be given to people in New Game Plus. And you can take that and just quickly make a strength build that will be able to carry that stupid thing, and then you just start blitzing through the game.
All right.
You just bonk.
I think we're all good?
Yep.
All right, the
Once
journey
you're ready,
of Submadula begins.
All right.
So now, plot!
In the age of ancients,
I did a presentation about this for my mythology class.
Now let them present this.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy,
Fuck that chat.
easily forgotten.
I'm assuming the infamous enemy on that.
They've got stuff.
They're
With the
soft.
strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's
Lightning.
mighty bolts
Lightning.
hewed apart their stone scales.
Lightning!
Witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more.
Got leg.
Down, boy.
Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
That will be on the
Shield
test.
goaded!
Also, if
Hope you
you're
enjoyed that.
wondering-
It will be on the test.
Yes, indeed.
Also, for reference, we
Sorry,
are playing the
people-
PC version of the game, by the way, the remastered.
Yeah. Since Pat was too late to get the Prepare to
And
Die
in this
edition.
land,
That guy's going
the
through it.
undead are corralled and led to the north.
Alright.
Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
My blue skin over there.
I'm not sure how blue it is anymore. my
Yeah.
friend.
Oh no, I think you've been cooking in here for quite a while.
No, but still coming through. Now it's just a freaking grape.
Oh, you look like an old grandma.
I'm just James Cameron Avatar, people.
The goat.
Hey, who's that?
Ooh.
Oh, I'm gonna demon on the roof.
Is that Dark
Comet.
Souls? Is that John Dark Souls?
That
I
will be Dawn Dark Souls as far as the marking's concerned. Alright,
hate
Pat,
you
good
so-
job. You're already in
so
prison.
My man's been. You know what, Pat? Quickly take off your
Yeah,
helmet real quick.
let's
We need
let's
to
take a
see.
moment to appreciate.
Okay. How do I...
All right. Yeah. So, okay, we should go through this real fast. First option is items. That is looking in your bag, just general bag. Equipment is what is on your person and is what you straightforward do. Oh yeah, get close to the wall. Yeah.
Yeah! Yes, you are supposed to look this big. First prank this game plays on you is the fact you spend however long in that character creators trying to make something beautiful or a monster, and then they put you in the oven.
All right.
Ugh.
So you can see the witch's ring that you were gifted because you chose that. It's already in your inventory. There is a ring slot to look at all your items. If you click on toggle display, you can get the lore, because that is the big thing with this franchise, is most of your story will be item descriptions.
Toggle display. Ah, okay, I see.
So every item has a flavor text, some are more video gamey than others. Feel free to read them, especially because oftentimes they will also be how you figure out, where the fuck am I supposed to go?
Yeah, the dark sign is your unstuckifier. If for whatever reason you're stuck somewhere or really in a jam, you can use that to return to your last checkpoint, but you lose all your souls on you.
Basically, you intentionally kill yourself to return to base. And everything on the ground is tutorials in this zone. But don't worry, soon players will be the ones writing those messages. I can save you a quick heads up. So yeah, light attack, strong attack, similar to how God of War 2018 did it. This is, yeah. In this game, you have to press and hold the run button with the same button you use for your dodging. And then R3 targeting.
Hey, you. Fuck you.
Okay.
Straightforward. They don't know if they'll tell you a tutorial right away, but if you press triangle or Y, that will two-wield. That will two-hand.
Okay.
Yeah, two-handing a weapon cut the strength requirement for it in half. Or is it, I think, like a two-third?
You have 1.5 strength stat when you're doing a dual wield.
Yeah. Bonfire! Text!
Thing did.
Thing did! Now you know the lore of half my fucking memes.
That is the icon of the franchise.
Yep. So I guess now that we are properly in game, for both Ace and Stefan, what is your guys' history with Dark Souls? How did you get into it and whatnot for you guys on that?
Go ahead, Ace.
Started playing it around high school with my good old faithful Dex Faith build. It was certainly a time. But I got hooked and yeah, played ever since.
Oh yeah. Before we make any progress, Pat, actually go back down the ladder you came.
Oh, okay.
There's some environmental storytelling that we passed over. In my case, I actually started... Oh yeah. This is what fall damage is like. It is not horrible. It is not... It's not quite Final Fantasy or Xenoblade, but it is often reasonable to just jump off stuff. So go back to the hallway where all the tutorials were. And when you do, turn your camera to your left and just look to see what reveals itself.
Hello!
Hello!
Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning title belt champion of the Undead Asylum.
Hello.
There be demons. But don't worry, he's over there. But also, I would like to point out one small environmental telling. You see that part of the grate that is mashed up?
Yeah.
Not behind you. It's in front of you. It's in front of you. So go back the way you came and keep looking towards the...
Oh, yeah.
Pat? Not that one. Further in, about halfway down the hallway.
Oh, I see, I see.
Look at the fact that there's a body in there.
That man got Narancha right there.
That was an execution with a freaking blunt force weapon.
That was
freaking
the
got
previous challenger
baseballed.
for the title belt.
I wanted to point that out, but yes, be wary that that is some of the shit that you get to look forward to.
Oh boy.
Anyway, my start with Dark Souls was actually my first year of university. Specifically because I was watching the best friend's playthrough of Dark Souls 2, which started getting me some interest in the series, which also shows how late to Dark Souls 1 I was. And I remembered my brother actually played through Dark Souls 1 on his own time, finished the game, and was like, I'm satisfied, and he handed me his copy so I could take it with me to college. I did not have an internet connection at the time, which meant I got to play the game on 1.0 version, which meant I got to appreciate, as God intended, under crunch and pushing everything to the budget. I had a unique experience with this game that I will teach as we go along, but yeah. And so that was what I did with like most of my my first semester of college after I binged the entire Metal Gear series.
Yeah, I think it was I did not play Dark Souls, but I was surrounded by people that did, especially back in college. Like, God, you could not escape at all anybody that wasn't talking about the series in some kind of way. Usually on like how it designs bosses and stuff like that, which, you know, as you were kind of alluding to, they were really trying to lean hard into the difficulty being the selling point for the longest time onto that.
That was what that's not less what the devs were doing and more what the marketing was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But with the sequels onward is when the marketing started to influence the design.
Yeah.
So, let's go ahead and make progress. Also, take note, animations sometimes will take time. You've played some Monster Hunter. Learn to appreciate that moves have delays.
Yeah, I am also noticing that the fall damage does not heal up. Oh, hello.
All right, welcome to the Thunderdome Ring and our challenger, Suppadula, challenging our old ring champion, the Asylum Demon. And oh boy, and but he's hanging up by a sliver, and he makes it out. God, that fat roll.
Yeah,
Nice
also, yeah.
job.
First of all, you did not die. Good job.
Good job. Congratulations.
Yeah, go ahead and sit down. So I guess, yeah, as you pointed out, you will not self-recover over time. You can only heal by either using items or healing at your checkpoints.
With some exceptions.
With some exceptions. Now, you did actually notice something just there. You were running forward and you got hit by that arrow, but you did not move. That is your poise, my friend. And since you want to go big swords for big boys, that is one of your two options. Either you're going to be tank and be like, I'm going to hit you and you're not going to stop me from hitting you.
You are either gut
you're Dante,
or
where you're evading and then hitting them hard.
You are wearing nothing but a loincloth and have a big fucking stick.
I recommend against that in various scenarios. I'll pick that up. Also, yes, if you're holding up your shield, you cannot interact with things on the ground. So you do have to make sure to, and for those of us that watch The Best Friends, say it with me, drop your shield.
Drop your motherfucking shield, boy.
Also, your menu is still open, so do close that out.
Yeah.
That's gonna take some getting used to.
Yes. Also, we'll make note that when you are locked onto an enemy, your character starts to turn into, I believe, only 4-direction movement. If you want your whole 8 directions again, you do need to unlock. Also, look, environmental storytelling.
It's the guy!
Also, freaking trailer shot over in there.
Wait. Oh, okay, just pressing the button is a back.
And then if you attack out of it, you will go into a rush attack. So R1, L1, R1, R2.
Oh, okay, there we go.
There we go.
But yes, as you saw, press circle once to dodge roll, press and hold to run. While running, press circle again to leap.
Okay.
It is jank, but it is pseudo consistent.
Obviously, I know of the infamy of the dodge roll onto it. Okay, so
It can get stupid.
what
Oh,
point
yeah.
is like the invincibility window on this roll kind of deal?
Okay, we need to talk about roll class. As in, well, I guess weight limit.
Weight limit.
You are currently fat rolling.
No. This
Well,
is heavy.
Oh, well, yeah, you have chunk roll. So the closer
get
you are
chunker.
to your the closer you are to your weight limit cap, which the point in which you become over encumbered in terms of your equipment. Thankfully, fucking inventory weight limit is not a thing. Fuck you, Demon Souls.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Ugh, but yeah, so having a high equip load might still mean you might want to still hold back on the armor, just because you will have a faster roll. It's
Okay.
faster. I think you get more iframes.
You do.
Yeah, and we could go
go ahead,
further
Mr.
beyond if you really
Oh,
want
okay,
to.
this is just back to where.
No. Let's go ahead and sit at this one because this one's more savory than the other one.
Also,
We can
the
actually test the rolls right away. So what you currently have is heavy. So if you press that roll, and you go, bit some heft, but you got some decent airtime. So now, go into your inventory, and I'd take off maybe 2 pieces of armor.
helmet and gloves, probably.
Yeah. So go ahead, and then roll, and that
There we
is
go.
the lighter roll. It's not the lightest, but that's the good medium.
Yeah.
You get back up decently fast, and you got some good motion. Now, if you were to take everything off, you would have the lightest roll. Also, appreciate this.
Yes. Oh my god.
And then if you roll, yeah.
Look at
nimble.
that.
And then we obviously don't have enough weight to make you see the heavy roll, but the heaviest roll is you go and the world shakes because, oh man, you are fat. And then there's the heaviest, in which you do not roll. You try to step forward and you're like, oh god, I'm so heavy.
Oh,
Anyway,
my-
die.
Speaking of, oh god, so heavy.
Anyway, go back.
You kill this guy first. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Remember
Fuck you,
R3
man.
targeting. You'll learn when to want to attack without targeting and when without.
Oh,
So yeah,
you.
Buddy.
let's have a
Now,
talk.
Hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure, buddy.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my faith, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Ooh.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you
Who
after
did
death.
that?
Who do you
So go
think?
now. And thank you.
Man's dying, telling his speech.
Well, he
Telling
gave you
his
the greatest
speech.
item of all time, the Sunny D flask.
Also, look, you can see where you can actually see where the, yeah. So,
Keep talking
little
to him,
stroll.
actually.
Oh,
nope.
You talking to him?
Uh,
Oh no!
A little late for that. He said he was about to
Yeah.
die. He died.
Man, he really was just dead.
He
You
was
even got
he
his
was
soul,
on,
the dick.
he was he was on the pixel of life, and then his spirit gave out. All right, let us read the details about your Sunny D container.
Bill's
Ye flask.
Billy assists us at bonfire, heal HP.
Now press toggle.
And
other
then
toggle
treasure
X, yes.
these green full flasks, fill the HP. The assistants are linked with the Firekeepers. The Dark Tales also make them reference an emerald flask from to keep her soul. She lives to protect the flame and dies to protect it further.
There you go. So, you may notice, this isn't green. Go ahead and use the item button, which is your square button. So, since it's on your bar at the bottom there, it means it is your current item. So, one press does it, but you can also double tap and you'll double quaff it, and you can just mash it out. So go ahead and mash it out for me.
Chug that bitch. Chug.
And
There you go.
empty.
Now it's
So basically, neat little detail is the Estus, you're literally taking that flask, putting it into the essence in the bonfire, and pulling it out as a liquid that you can use to heal yourself.
Ah.
Now, because we sat down, enemies respawn, so this jerk-off is still staying up here, but thankfully, his stuff did not... He did not manage to regenerate his bowling ball.
Yeah, some things will not respawn regardless of whether you rest. Mostly bosses, but some mini-bosses and environmental shenanigans.
Be careful with healing up on every sip. Honestly, you can take a lot of hits before you need to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Consider your Estus Flask your mistake counter.
Yeah.
Jump attack, kick.
So that is forward and attack.
Walk like!
Also, yeah. No, it's forward and attack at the exact same time.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
There you go.
Das Boom.
And enemies, ranged and close. And as you can see, you can block while two-wielding. It's just not very efficient.
Some weapons are better at than others. Like, for example, if your weapon's a 10-ton slap of fuck, it makes a decent impromptu shield.
And the biggest thing, backstabs and parries.
Why does it do so much damage?
I will not quote it yet.
All right.
Good job. You defeated a decent starter enemy. Also, oh yeah, you just showed it. Ragdoll, baby! It is aggressive in this game.
Now, this is the real reason DS2 is dog shit. The ragdoll physics are much worse.
If they even have it.
I think they have to some extent, but it's bad. Anyway, hog wall.
Look down.
Look down.
And attack.
Attack! Damn it!
Nope, you fucked up. Alright,
I thought
Alright,
he died.
rematch of the century!
you have a shield now. Be careful with waking up with rolling.
Yeah.
And you're dead.
Ow, you're dead.
And you're dead.
Try again.
Alright, that's number one.
It begins.
All right. Now I will. So make your way back over there.
By the way, I am, I have a death list, Doc, on standby. I want to sign this.
So I do think you should get in the habit of locking onto enemies more often, Pat, because it will definitely keep your orientation better, and especially for bosses.
You know, if you would have played Monster Hunter when WoW came out, that would have been pretty good training.
Oh, this game series has a lot of DNA with the Monster Hunter, especially Dark Souls 1 and 2.
Oh, R3.
Thank you,
Okay,
Prankster.
I was hitting L3, my bad.
Yeah. Alright, you can kill this guy for shits and giggles and practice. And, oh yeah, stamina. So, pretty self-evident, similar to Monster Hunter. All of your actions use your stamina. When you run out, it will take some time to recover. If you jump off and then attack, you can do
Jump
a
off and
ranged
attack. Jump off and
I see
attack.
you. Yeah, jump off right there.
Missed. He did do it, he was just too late.
What did it? Oh, you dodged. I'm impressed. You learned to dodge, but okay, you survived it. Oh, you just walked away. Oh, it doesn't matter. You're gonna die all the same. Okay, you dodged it. What? You're out of stamina. Oh, I'm impressed.
I recommend not completely burning your stamina if you can help it.
Yeah, if you burn your whole bar, there is a slight cooldown period before you can do anything.
And you can block
Good
more
dodge.
than you think, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have an actual fight on our hands. Let's go.
Yeah, get right up in there.
Mac that booty.
A belly.
Get away, get away.
Oh, you're almost dead.
And much like Monster Hunter, that
Right in
heal
front of me?
is a commitment.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
It's
right in front
not
of me?
until later games where you can move while healing. Anyway, congratulations.
Good job, Patrick. Now, listen.
Sounds like title belt holder.
So, the one I showed you earlier was downstairs. This guy was upstairs. Also, do you remember where our friend in the armor was?
Upstairs on that, right?
Did you notice? Yes. Did you notice what he was laying on when you talked to him?
Hey?
It was actually a pile of bricks, kind of like these.
Ah.
Keep it on the roof!
So, the implication is him going around on the roof brought the attention of that asylum demon, and he was like, bitch, took that hammer and smashed him right through the fucking floor.
Okay.
So, progress is the big doors that you haven't opened yet in this area.
Okay.
Now, the fire bombs I mentioned. This boss, you can get a weapon from him early if you kill him in the first encounter. So you walk through the door, he jumps down from the ceiling, you kill him, you get a really good strength weapon. That is what speedrunners will often use to build towards to just blitz through the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, good show, good show.
You're free!
Take a little bit of a look around. We are out there.
Yeah, we are
Fuck
high
ass
up.
nowhere!
This isn't, good job, go straight ahead. This is not just around the corner. This is not down by the bay. This is not at the end of the island strip. You are nowhere, my friend. You are in the mountains, and you are nowhere.
You are in Undead Asylum, Minnesota.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that
Wait,
one
is this
day
bird?
an undead shall be chosen.
Burn!
Yeah.
You're coming to me!
We're going to Minnesota.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage.
Free flight to Minnesota.
Free flight? Yo,
No
we're gonna
return
go
trip.
dab up Warma. Yeah, there you go.
Warma, get over here. I have some issues with the design bug episode.
I think it was pretty good.
My issues were so many, I had to fly to Minnesota.
Now, Pat, everything you see here is loaded,
It's just
and most
kingdom.
of these are zones that you will navigate.
You see that bridge? You will die on it. Welcome to the shopping mall.
Welcome to home.
Congratulations, you have earned the right to ding. Oh, buddy.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the
Ooh.
undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins
I
at
heard a
the
bell
base
ringing.
of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happens. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But
I
have
do
a
remember from Osmosis Blight Town being a bit of a beginner's trap, from what I keep hearing onto
We are
that.
not going there for a while. Don't worry
It's
about
more
it.
it's more infamous on the 1.0 version. All right.
Talk to him again.
he has a lot to say, but yeah, let's go ahead and grab that. Humanity! That is an important item.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow.
You're a lot more than just hollow, my friend.
Hollow could
My man,
sound
my man, you're a Slim Jim if it was covered in blue.
Also, you noticed a mechanic that we will explain in a moment. He has a lot more to say. Talk to him until he repeats.
Oh, okay.
First rule with NPCs in Dark Souls: talk to them repeatedly until they recycle dialogue.
Ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
Sometimes I'll back away and
What
yeah.
are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it.
That is not an idle threat.
What? You want to hear more? Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul.
Love this guy.
Listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above
Okay.
in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
He has more to say.
And to get in.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to load in.
What is it now?
Whirly man!
Alright, now he's done.
Uh,
Alright, sit down at that bonfire. We have some things to talk about. First of all, level up. Unlike basically every other FromSoft game that they've ever made, if you want to level up, find a checkpoint, sit down, pick what you want, my friend.
ooh, okay.
I will leave it more to Ace to what he recommends for actual leveling, since he's done more of that side of the research.
Strap in, bucko, let's talk stats. Alright, so every time you put a point in, every time you dump souls into a stat, you gain a level. With every level, the cost to level increases. It is the same across pretty much every FromSoft game, the actual ratio of souls to levels. Except 2 because it's weird. Anyway, Vitality. This is your health. It does a few other things, but basically it's your health.
Okay.
Next, Attunement. This is sort of your magic stat. It's less magic. It's kind of... Okay, spells in DS1 and 2 and Demon Souls. Spells in the early FromSoft games work a little weird in that they're more like spell slots, where you have a certain amount of spells you can slot at a time, and each of them have charges. The higher your attunement, the more spells you get. I wouldn't recommend leveling attunement unless you plan to use some kind of spells and only to certain points because of breakpoints which give you new slots. Endurance, that is a double stat that gets split into 2 later in the series. It is both your stamina stat and your equip load stat. Level that if you want to hit things more often, dodge more often, and equip more shit.
Huh? Strength is strength.
Strength. Big weapon, needs strength. Dex, fancy fast weapon like a katana or a knife. Hey, level Dex. Resistance. Status, it gives you status resistance. Ignore it.
It is objectively useless in this game.
Intelligence. This increases the power and is for your magic-related items, as in like magic. Like, Faith is the same for miracles, which is like holy magic and lightning bullshit.
Yeah.
I recommend
And-
dumping points into... Okay, it really depends what you want. In terms of the main 4 damage stats of Strength, Dex, Int, and Faith, I recommend picking 1 to 2 and focus on that.
Okay, then.
So we will focus on strength. You'll probably pick up dexterity along the way, depending on what you want to use.
Yeah.
Endurance is always a safe bet because it just has so many raw benefits. You'll want to focus on vitality kind of as you need to. This is kind of like, people kind of like to describe this as the Street Fighter 4 of Dark Souls, of FromSoft games, in which damage is relatively high, so just expect that if you get hit, it might take a lot of health, so kind of just deal with it.
Okay.
Covenants. Those are guilds. Because you chose a knight, you are already a part of the Way of White.
Yeah.
Every covenant is mostly lore stuff, but it's usually more tied to PvP related items. Way of White gives you a subtle buff that you will see more summon signs for allies that you can summon when you are in the right state to do so. So when you want to do cooperative stuff, that helps you see a bit more. Kindling. So, if you look at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that you actually now have 10 Estus flasks. You originally had 5. When you set out a bonfire, bonfires all have 4 levels that you can set them to. The base level gives you 5 heals, the next level is 10. Later, you can make them go up to 15 and then 20. When you want to up that level, you use the Kindle command. Because this is already at level 2, you cannot kindle it any further because you need a plot item to be able to make it bigger.
Okay.
Later bonfires you come across, you can choose, hey, I think I'm going to be here a while. I think I'm going to come back here often. I think this boss fucking sucks and I need more healing. You will make it so that that bonfire will give you more heals, and then you'll have more resources to deal with your problems.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the last one is the big one, reverse hollowing. So, because you are Jerky Man, that means you are hollow. What that means is you cannot interact with PvP in any capacity right now. Very slight exceptions, but even then I think that only applies to future games. If you want to do PvE related or PvP related items as well as to get some plot events later on, you will reverse your hollowing, making you back to your standard abomination. You have to also, if you want to kindle the bonfires, you must be unhollowed first. Basically, Jerky not allowed to touch the thermostat. Think of it that way. Now, you got some humanities when you picked up from that corpse, so let's open up your items to have a look at that.
Thank you. Black Spike, called humanity, that loves them by true nature, the soul sort of human light, and what distinguishes all of humanity and what we hold in ourselves.
Yeah,
So,
think of
game.
Go
ahead, Ace.
Humanity is kind of a sub-currency. So there are 2 types of humanity I'm going to refer to. Stock humanity and soft humanity. The items you have I'm going to refer to as soft humanity. They're in your inventory, they're just an item, they don't do anything until used. Upon using them, or certain events occurring, or don't worry about that. Don't worry about that guy. You will stock humanity into that number next to your health and stamina. So, the higher that number, the more things you can. I believe the higher your discovery rate is, so your drop rate, and you can spend that humanity on certain things, such as returning from hollowing, which will cause that number to glow, indicating you're human again. Or there are you can use it to kindle bonfires and a few other things we'll get to later.
Okay.
So basically,
you do drop all of your stocked humanity when you die. So don't go crazy with it.
The big thing is, unless you know what you're doing or what you're aiming for, don't keep humanities on your person.
I am.
Hey, man.
Hello
What's up,
there.
bruh?
I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Okay.
Keep talking with him.
No, keep chatting with them.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Copper coin.
Drop a
Thank-
coin.
Oh my,
That is a
You
useful
again.
item
Oh,
to increase your
I
drop
know.
rate temporarily.
How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I
Oh
were to
fuck, that
teach
is a
you some
Zerdra.
miracles?
Damn it.
Would that
You're gonna
please
hear
you?
some
Rants.
Xenoblade voices in this game.
Yeah.
Go
Expect
ahead
a bit
and
of
say yes.
crossover.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
And you're already
go.
part of the
Let
Way of
me
Light.
share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
That's actually that's an under exaggerate. What am I saying? That's not accurate, Brandon. It's more specific that they look at the specific studio for what they want for these kind of performances. Learning Dresser, one of the best ones in the game. That's another thing we can talk to. Do purchase item. So basically, he is your early game miracle teacher. If you want to do faith stuff, if you want to do big heals and big support for big boys,
Come
you talk to
again.
him.
The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Now, before anything else, check your character stats for me. 8. All right. Go into your inventory. We're gonna go into the main item slot, so the first one. And we have not gone. All right. So when you get 800 souls, I want you to talk to him again.
Okay. All right.
Souls is just your general currency.
Yeah.
Kind of-
You know the drill. Don't worry about
Be
it.
careful with abusing the X button. It's gonna take some getting used to. So yeah. Hey, you see that item? Pick that up. The item. Now, actually, no, that won't be enough. Hey, look. I wonder what could be in there.
It wasn't death.
It was not death. Oh, look, goodies.
Treasure.
I don't trust this shit.
This game is heavily based off of Dungeons and Dragons, my friend. So let's collect all these items first. Fair. And then we will read up what we got.
I'm waiting for one of these to come out and attack
Ra
me.
is already. Ra is not even been playing for an hour, and he's already mimic paranoid. Now I forget. In this game, can a chest turn to rubbish, or is that a weird
No,
thing?
That's a quirky 2 thing. All right, let's first read the cracked red eye orb.
Okay, online play item. Invade another world. Hosts cannot use item. Defeat the master of the world you have invaded to acquire humanity. The cracked eye robe allows players to temporarily imitate this ability, normally limited to Dark Race or the Kathi.
Of Kath. I'll
Kath.
let you know that name is Kath. So, do you want to PvP? You use that. You have to be a human up in order to do so. Basically, it's just random matchmaking. Very random. We'll get that there. Anyway,
Black Separation Crystal.
Black Separation Crystal?
Black Crystal, long symbol of farewell, is granted to the banished undead. The crystal sends phantoms back to their homes or sends you back to yours. Beware the fickle use of this item. Your intended nurture relations.
if you're doing co-op and you want co-op to end, you use that item and either your ally leaves or you go back home, depending on if you're the ally or not.
Okay. Return to the last bonfire you were at. Bonfires.
Thanks, Shad Mage. You are exactly why I have issues with this freaking franchise. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I hate that about this series.
Souls of the undead.
Money.
Okay.
And then the other one is the bone.
Yeah, to send you back to.
Yep, back to home.
Oh, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah. Remember, double out of the menu.
Oh, right.
You're in the menu.
Lloyd's Talisman.
A lot of blood. Welcome to Five Guys Burgers and Fries!
Skeletons.
Go, my army! Now, there is actually something we kind of want to grab here.
We'll
God
worry
damn!
about that in a minute.
Did I
Good parry.
parry?
Too bad you didn't cap. You did
Yeah, you
parry.
parried.
You just didn't capitalize on it.
Ah!
Good job, team.
Good job, my spell servants.
So that sounds pretty rough.
Is that the Blighttown on that?
No.
No.
Oh,
Go ahead and run over to the... So I'll save you some effort. Go back to where the water was.
Go over in this area, or?
So you know where the water was before with that statue? So take a right turn.
I know.
Yeah. This feeds back into there. So yeah, follow this to the path on the left.
Now, when you respawn, any chests or items that you had, do you still keep those for that?
Yeah.
or-
You keep them.
Okay.
The only things you lose is your humanity and your souls.
Okay.
So careful around ledges.
That's gravity.
So item over there, and if you stop here to take a look, so that pile is your corpse. Go over there to grab your stuff back. If you really want to not deal with these guys, feel free to grab your stuff and just book it back to the bonfire. Cowardice is important. Also, hey Bird, he's hanging out.
Sup, bruh.
Big thing to learn, you cannot roll when you're running, so if you want to roll, you have to let off the sprint and then press.
Okay.
A little awkward. So, that's one path.
So, if you are game to blitz the skeleton room, there is a pretty good early game strength weapon there.
And
If you're
basically,
chill with it.
If you're chill. So, Dan, or rather Warbot, is losing his goddamn mind in Final Fantasy XIV at the moment. That's fine.
Yep.
So, basically,
happened?
Pat, if you...
He's on the moon.
He's on the moon. So, basically, Pat, you can defeat a lot of these enemies, but they're gonna probably kick your ass in learning it. So what you can do is just run to every item, pick it up, and just say goodbye to these 200 souls. That is paltry change right now.
So, honestly, just book it.
Mash that A
In
button
fact,
and then keep running.
Dan, I'm
going.
gonna be real. I think I may have used up all of the fortune in Tad's server for the night.
Oh yeah, it's fucking hilarious shit.
Yeah,
got it.
enemies have a very active hurt box, so to say, so you will not be able to just push past
Big
them.
guy. There it is!
Alright. We got what we came here for. Go ahead and grab that item as well, and then you should be good. Also, goddamn, the giant skeleton hit the other skeleton so hard that he died, and you got the souls from him.
Yo, that was a pretty good. That guy had a pretty good overhead.
You killed my brother. You killed one of my many sons. Die.
I'm going
All
to
right.
mark that. I'm going to mark that as Bone Zone Big Skeleton.
Yeah, so let's have a look at that. So, yes, Zweihander.
That man came up with the giant overhead and said, "Die."
So, if you get out of the menu one more time, we can do a little bit of labbing. So, you currently do not have the strength to even single wield this, let alone dual wield. That is
Yeah,
what it looks
even
like
with-
if you are not
okay.
proficient with the strength stat.
I will warn you, Pat, be very careful when testing weapons, especially ones you don't know about near an NPC.
Okay.
Because this
Much
thing
like
has a
Fallout
lot of range.
and Oblivion, NPCs don't like it if you attack them. So yeah, this is functionally useless to you.
For now. But it is
But
a
it's
very
a big
good
weapon.
early to mid game. ranked weapon if you want to build towards it.
Alright, but I could use this Morning Star onto the head at least.
Yes. So, do you want a kind of blunt weapon that has some spike damage to it? Yep, you can hit them with this. Feel free to try out the moveset. Big ones that you're going to focus on is your R1, your R2, and then the two-handed R2.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Bonk.
big swings.
Bonk.
Now, I don't know if this has the what I hear called the axe property, but there are some weapons, typically axes, where when you swing and miss, you have a big stagger state. But if you swing and hit, you recover faster.
Basically, you have less recover. You have faster recovery if you actually land something.
Mhm.
Next try.
Nice try.
But yeah, next time you have a bit of free time and are looking at weapons, I should probably explain stat requirements and scaling.
Yeah, we can do that once you've had some brawling time.
Yeah, for now, learn. Hi, fire guy.
Hey, fire guy.
I would take care of that guy first.
Yeah. Be aware of your surroundings. Okay, Shadow Mage in the chat confirms that the Morning Star is a hammer, which is axe adjacent.
Hello!
Hello, buddies.
Eh. Eh. Eh.
A good thing to remember for this game, when you hear that pop sound effect, they are dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
head back down the hill.
Yeah, there's actually a couple more things.
Yep, yeah, head back towards the bridge. Time to learn to jump. Turn around.
No, it's the turnaround.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah.
look, an item over there.
Time to learn to jump, boy!
okay, so what is jump again
Sport.
for the command?
It is pressing circle when running.
Oh, no.
Hello! Nope. There we go! Gravity! Fire Lake Shrine!
So,
That's
big
fork.
thing with your... So, your jump has a determined arc. So, basically, when you do a jump, your character is going to go the predetermined distance. You kind of just need to know when to do that jump. Like most things, try to aim it closer to the back. Also,
Backstab.
good backstab.
Butt stab! Watch out, there's a man behind you.
Yeah.
What's up,
Careful
bro?
about swinging wildly. As you saw there, your weapon bounced off the environment, so you definitely want to make sure that you're not swinging too wide of swipes in enclosed spaces. This game is big on fighting game mentality of normals and spacing for a lot of your stuff.
Alright.
Me and Elden Ring be like, jumping heavy!
Oh yeah, all the time.
Oh, no!
That was not even a...
Technically possible, but yeah, you're gonna want to try and do jumps.
I
rather
was
than
trying
rolls.
to run and hit it, but it came out as dodge roll on.
Yeah, that's is some of the fun stuff of them tying both jumping and running and dodging to the same button. Now, we don't need to go get that item right away. It's honestly not that helpful, but this is a good tutorial for how this kind of stuff will work in the future.
The run does
Can't
have
say
some
I
build
can't
up at
take this
first.
anymore.
Yeah, you will never go from 0 to 100. Also, when you are wanting to backstab or front stab someone, you cannot have your shield up. You do have to drop it in order to then be able to do the animation.
So, drop.
All right, now quick question: was your shield up there?
Well, that's my shield. What?
Was your shield up there?
I don't
Jason,
know.
calm down a bit.
Okay.
Because this game does have a mechanic, quote-unquote mechanic, that is dead angles, where sometimes an enemy will hit you at just the right spot where they actually go past your shield and hit you anyway.
He hit you across and you just couldn't take it.
My man got the rope. My man was like, you were like Roman Reigns when he got backstabbed by fucking Paul Heyman.
My crotch! My crotch!
My dick!
Oh!
Also, remember Das Boot.
Yeah. That is forward and R1. Also, probably heal because you are low health.
Haven't tasted anyway.
So we're starting to hear some of the barks of Submedulla. Go ahead and grab that item while we're here. Alright, so the door here is progress, I'll tell you that for free. So we can either move onward or try and get that item. Also, rat! Big rat. We have enough souls here. I'd like us to go back to Haircut over at the shrine.
Go talk to your brother.
Yeah, go talk to your brother in Pompous Christ. What are you trying to do whenever you do that, Pat? What is your brain thinking when it presses the L1 while running and stuff?
That one was just my hand was resting onto it.
Okay. So, have a talk to
I will
him.
teach you miracle.
And talk further.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Interesting,
An
interesting.
undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Maybe if you bribe the guard, he would tell you something.
I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Alright, that's what I
I
want.
need someone.
Come again.
If someone ever makes an edit, I need someone to make an edit. That guy hit in the crunch. I just need a solid crunch.
Crunch is Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage style.
Yeah, I just need the freeze frame, and you freeze frame. You was like,
You just need to insert Johnny Cage's X-ray from MK9. That's it.
So yeah, I just wanted to have the opportunity. Yeah, that's a bit more lore into the Way of White, which is apparently they are a religion who believes that coming here to Lordran and enacting this rite of kindling will eventually lead to some good things for people.
Ah, my old enemy. Blocked from the other side.
Oh, right. That's another mechanic I didn't explain yet. Continue progress. I'll explain it later. First, welcome to the Burg.
Oh.
Welcome to downtown Detroit.
Respect that the enemies also have jumping attacks, my friend.
Plug.
Also, yes.
Barrel.
Internalize. There are many items are breakable. And more importantly, you don't have to swing.
Roll, boy,
you can just roll. Channel your inner Link once again and just throw yourselves into pots. Oh, you almost got educated.
Uh-oh.
Good parry. Yeah.
No!
Also, notice no damage during that entire animation.
Invincibility!
You are
Heal.
invulnerable. Yeah, you are invulnerable when doing a front stab, riposte, or a backstab.
Not opening doors, however. That will be added to, like, Bloodborne, I think.
Depends on the game.
Yeah, it's fucking DS3, you can take that shit as much as you want. DS2? Fuck you. Fucking Dragonland.
Screw you, bitch. I hate you.
Also,
I
hey,
hate
look,
that
there's a
thing
guy
too.
hanging there. I wonder what he's up to. Oh, it's a
Rubbish!
surprise attack. Also, straight garbage.
You full on rubbish.
Also,
Oh.
Pat being tankier to start with is leading to some hilarious side effects.
Yeah, my
So
man
basic-
is very brave.
So it's happened twice now, and it's hilarious. So those guys have what we call the Dark Souls special. Well, we don't call it that. I'm calling it that. Where average enemies will often have an attack where they're just gonna swing their weapon, and if you get hit by it, it's your fault. Now, as you've shown, because you can tank the first couple hits because you're so bulky, what you're doing is you're going into that flay, saying, I don't care, parrying them in the middle of it, and then killing them. That is not a recommended strategy, but it is hilarious, and I want to see more of it happen.
Understand.
Hey, with all these parries, I kind of want Pat to just have a small buckler on standby.
Yeah, just go
Even when
full.
Oh, boy.
Like, go full,
This
not
shield
Johnny
ain't
Dad.
built for blocking. It's built for parrying. Hello,
job.
boys.
But yeah, when those enemies start wildly swinging their arms, do respect it a little bit, because that's a lot of damage very fast. Hey,
Hello.
buddy.
This is my house!
So, yeah.
Oh,
I will recommend it. It is better to internalize rolling through boxes, because that will help you later.
Can I go up this?
No.
you
unfortunately
can
cannot climb.
finagle that, I believe. But
It is technically
hard.
possible, but don't even bother.
Yeah.
This is not Demon Souls, where you can actually climb up ledges. They learned that that was not fun to try and design around.
Your ass does not have a grappling hook like Sekiro or a sane jump button like Elden Ring.
So. Also, yes, so whenever you look at bloodstains, you will see the last 10 seconds of someone's life, so you can get a general idea of how they died. Pretty educational.
Dragon on! Dragon on the roof!
Nope. Don't worry. Don't worry, he's not friendly, but he did leave. That is another one, technically possible. Save it for later. There's an easier way to do it. Unless you really want to show that you can do it, and that's really just up for you. But if you do fall off by hitting the wrong angle and die, I will laugh at you.
I'll give it one more
Alright,
time.
we gotta do it one more time. One more try. Alright. Survey says!
Oh god, okay. The light was fucking me up after that, admittedly. I could see. Oh, hello!
Okay, that was unintentional.
That guy heard you fucking around and he wanted you to find out.
Nope, okay, alright.
Okay. Yeah, come back later.
Enemy for another time.
So yeah, definitely think of your souls. Your healing similar to Monster Hunter in that it's mostly for when you're about half health or less. Or if you're coming up to what you know is a boss fight and you need to be at full health. Also, man, that archer is real annoying. Oh, he shot you in the head. There is headshots in this game. You do get
yeah.
increased stun as well as more damage for getting shot in the head. You see what that guy just did right there in the shadow time? That's what we're going to train you to do one day. All right. Now, that thing on the ground is a PvP related item. We will go more into that later. Just ignore it.
Just do not touch it for now.
Can I open this?
Check every door you can. Think of it like a survival horror game of just check every door.
Hello. Lighter shield.
Yep.
Now, pay attention. When you pull up a shield, pull up its actual stats.
So, X.
Yeah, so you
Alright.
see that damage reduction percentage? That is exactly what you think it is. It reduces that damage type by that percentage. So that wooden shield does not block full physical full.
Press B again. Good. So, when it comes to shields in this game, thing that most people are looking for first, does it have 100% physical reduction? If it doesn't have that, you are looking for, good job.
Oh my
You are
God!
looking for its stability stat. The higher the stability, the less likely you will get guard broken.
Yeah.
Try bringing out one at a time. Also, somewhat unfortunate. You are actually like 5 steps away from the next bonfire, but then you got explorative.
Alright, I gotta get going. I gotta get ready for work. You guys take care.
Yeah.
Go
on, Jason.
forklift.
Install pipe to be. Actually, you know what? We're not even doing that tonight. That's happening next week. We're just in the middle of everything.
All right.
Oh,
And all those souls you collected are now.
and it's gone.
Wonderful. Oh boy.
You will improve.
This game is not hard, but you cannot be foolish. Running into a pack of enemies swinging your weapon wildly, I'd call that foolish. You are not a blender. You are not Dante. Think more that you are indeed on a one-on-one fighting game environment with everyone that you meet.
You see this? This is a 1v1v1. Or 2 1v1s. Honestly, with how aggressive Pat is, maybe we should have started with Bloodborne.
I might have been more built for it, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Because this behavior is absolutely Bloodborne. Peace all over the shop. He's already one of them.
Good luck.
Yo, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's already dead,
That's-
Pat. This is, once again, this is not Bloodborne, where that is a valid tactic of just hammering a dude's corpse.
Okay, your shield is a powerful tool, and it leads to many good things, including education. Like that. Now, you
Typically
don't want
in the early...
You don't want to glue your finger to your shield button, but it's good to be quick on the draw for it.
Oh god, when you get the chance to check, Heavy Server General Warbot. Firebomb.
More bombs. At your current health, I would do a quick heal.
What's up, bruh?
I'm back.
Yep.
Alright, let's go ahead and turn around.
U-turn.
Turn around, Pat. Go back.
This way.
Go
or-
back to where you
Stop.
go back to where you killed the archer.
Hard
And go
left.
across the bridge. And go across, not that bridge, the bridge
Wood
behind you.
bridge! Wood bridge! Ooh.
Okay.
Humanity saved!
Now, when you sit down, you will full heal and you can level up, but enemies will respawn. So you got 1 level in you right now.
Alright, probably strength to get up to that. What weapon we picked up earlier?
The big boy.
Actually, before we do that, go into your inventory and actually look at the stats of the weapons that you're looking at. So we will go into the Zweihander as an example. And then press the X button to show its requirements. So you need 24 strength to wield it with one hand.
Where
If
is
you
that
want to-
number at?
Required param.
Yeah, you see that red 24?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
that
from
list
left
will
to right, that is,
Mhm.
yeah, from
Go
left to
ahead.
right, that is requirements force. That is strength requirement, dex requirement, intelligence requirement, faith requirement. Those are the 4 main stats that determine what you can equip.
Okay.
To the left of that is parameter bonus. Now, these letters are kind of fast and loose and more are like a grade based on what the actual number is, but in general, the better the parameter bonus, the more scaling you get off of that weapon. So in this example, it has a C in the strength and a D in dex. That means the higher your strength and dex, the more damage it does. You can actually see it next to the physical stat on it, that extra number to the right. That is how much scaling you get off of it.
So
No,
don't
Sean May just
get-
saying that I would need 18 for. So, two-handed, you would just need to have a. Okay.
Yeah, basically, you need 1.5 of a number to two-hand a strength weapon. Now, that kind of stuff does not apply to dex. Dex is, if you want to use it, you have to have that number.
Okay.
Which is also why strength is often easier for people to use for speedrunning and stuff, because they know exactly what numbers they need, and they can just deal with dodging rather than trying to have everything on their item. Now, because
Dex has its own wacky shenanigans involved with it, mainly for spellcasters, which makes it a decent stat if you want a hybrid cast. Because the higher your dex, the faster your spells go. At certain
technically
breakpoints.
faster, yes.
Yeah, at certain breakpoints. Like, you do need to invest a good bit, but a dex spellcaster hybrid's not a bad idea, and tends to be my go-to.
Go ahead and heal up. Alright, so, progress is past the bridge, where some schmucks on the roof are throwing firebombs at you like an asshole. Also, welcome to Minor Fight Club 5. This...
Whoa!
Aw.
Good job, team.
Good job, bro. Yeah, bro. Good job, bro.
We're already at 9. Oh boy.
To be fair, some of those were us just figuring out the systems, because that's what you do with these kinds of games. A minor suggestion I actually have is, first let's give these guys another go, though you may have the guys behind you coming after you, so you might actually have more problems to deal with. So big thing is just respect your spacing, try and keep as many people in your view as you can, pick your shots.
Good.
And also,
Das Boot.
this guy might show you a small feature. They can
He's
heal too,
choking!
because they everyone, well, not everyone, but almost every human-sized enemy you deal with is another undead like you, which means they are just as capable of healing.
Yo, put on that waistcloth. We need to see them legs.
Oh god.
Let's
Correct.
go! You can only afford... Submedulla is so broke, he can only afford the one boot.
So yeah, if you want to put on a little bit more defense, I would put on the gloves. That might be enough. That doesn't put you to too heavy of a roll. Nope, that's a bit
that's
heavier.
chunk.
So, now that chunk roll isn't terrible, but it doesn't give you as much leniency.
It doesn't feel great.
Yeah. So when we get the chance, you might actually want to go back to where the bonfire is and where those two spear enemies were hanging out. Because there's some important stuff over there. So I'd heal up first and then book it through. Yeah. Then murder everyone that you see.
Very brave of you to just Looney Tunes fingering the gun that guy's crossbow.
Also, I will point out that you have now killed enough enemies that you actually earned a humanity while just exploring around. That can happen sometimes. When you hit a certain kill threshold, you'll just earn a humanity. Alright, my recommendation, one at a time. Now you can guard break by using the forward and R1 attack. Yep, the boot. And then you hit them while they're reeling. A bold idea.
Interesting, interesting strategy.
There we go.
And there you go.
Excellent work.
Now there's some shields that are going to be way bulkier than you're able to deal with a simple kick, but more often than not, a kick to a shield will open them up. Hey, what's that guy doing? Oh, he's gonna do it. He's like, I'm gonna break these, and Madoodla was like, nah, I'm gonna do it first.
I hate furniture.
Fuck your couch. Fuck your bookcase. Fuck these cups. Yeah. You got a double parry on that, Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, man, calm down.
Man, Pat really is built for playing
Okay.
board.
You
Okay,
can't
Pat.
take the fighting game player out of me.
Alright, Pat. Once you transition to big fucking sword, we are giving your ass a buckler to go with it. Like, I'm talking tiny ass shield that's made just for parrying.
So,
knife.
throwing knives,
Very
and
useful.
that is where you will jump to get to where we were trying to do before.
Alonzi! Yeah!
Here.
Be careful of falling off, because that will be a point of no return. Or rather, you won't be able to get back up. So be careful with the openings in the floor. And then crossbow!
Crossbow and bolt.
Freaking trash garbage in this game. Alright, that's all that was, so you can make your way back.
Yeah, there was another route we could have taken from by the two pikemen.
Yeah, so just make your way back over to the bonfire and feel free to kill some schmucks along the way.
Or run.
Or run. It's always valid to run. Enemies will follow you farther than you think, but they do have aggro ranges. So now go back to where you went downstairs after the pikemen. So turn around.
Oh.
For a split second, my brain... Oh, wow, bro, I followed you.
Yeah, they can be stubborn.
Nice
Go ahead
trade.
and heal up. Good trade, by the way. Alright, now let's go down those stairs. Don't hit the microphone. And go through that door right ahead.
Friend!
Well, hello!
Well now, you seem to have your wits
Well now.
about you. Hmm?
Well
You are
now.
a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale. Things are getting treacherous in these parts. A horrible goat demon has moved in below. And up above,
Goat demon, you say?
there's that humongous
Oh.
drake and a bull demon too. If you stick
Bull
around
demon,
this
you say?
place, it might end up being your grave.
Love this
Here,
guy. Alright,
I'm not here to chit chat. We talk business or we talk nothing at all.
fair enough. Let's see what he can sell. So, repair powder. Fixes the durability of your item. Throwing knives. Mostly used for grabbing people's attention. Firebomb. Fire damage. Lloyd's Talisman. Mostly PvP. Use it to make it so that your enemy cannot heal themselves. Dried Finger. Okay, that one's very specific. You use that to speed up your PvP cooldown. Basically, whenever you interact in a player versus player manner, a invisible timer will go in the background that will say, okay, you have to wait this long before you can be invaded or invade someone else again. If you want to fight more people, you just pull that out, crack it open, and then you just do your PvP to your heart's consent.
Yeah.
Soapstones. This is how you can write your own messages on the ground.
You too can write Fortnite and confuse people. Resident Key. Buy that.
Yeah, Resonance Key will lead you to important stuff later. Repair Box. You want to fix your own durability? You fix it at the bonfire. Bottomless Box. You got too much shit in your inventory? Put it in there. And various item and weapon types, and some different armor you could use. Now, one thing I do recommend, talk to him again and check out his equipment, what he sells.
Oh, I hope you've brought plenty of souls.
Oh, yeah.
And then check his sword and shields, specifically the shields. Further down, heater shield. That is a good early game all around shield to have, because check its stats. 100 physical defense reduction. Unless they break your shield, you are not taking physical damage while you're holding that up. And it is very light and very durable. Also, yeah, if you don't buy anything after you talk to him, he'll get pissed off. It's amazing. So if you're going to grind for an early shield, I recommend going for that. Because then you don't have to worry about physical. Also, yeah, Battle Axe is pretty solid. I'll be right back. I need to go grab some water and some food.
Yeah. Now, if you're a Dex nut like I am, it might be worth considering murking that guy. Considering you're a strength dude, that's not going to be something you do, but if you do murk that guy, you get a very good early game katana. It's the Uchi katana. Everyone wants one. Most people.
Alright, so back over to progression.
Back to progression. You still got plenty of flask. You're good. Like Club will turn out. I believe the Resonance Key is there? Does not open for this side. I am wrong. Oh, to your right. Right there. Black Firebomb. Better Firebomb. Okay. Nice try. It's not a drop it. I feel like there's a spot I'm thinking of. Okay, I think it's around here. Take care of that guy first. Or go up here and take care of the guy.
I was gonna take care of the firebomb guy first.
I mean, you were out of their sight line, so... Very valorous chug.
I am stuck.
You're stuck! Oh, this is a choke point.
Ah! Yeah, I got stuck on that ledge and I could not get off of that at all.
And welcome back to Fight Club, ladies and gentlemen. And he is learning spacing. Oh, Medulla is learning spacing.
We'll let you know that enemies like this also have an invisible stamina meter, so if you do hit aggressively enough, you can break their shield. But that's usually only with big strength weapons.
Yeah, enemies do have stamina most of the time. Yeah. Bosses might be a bit more questionable.
But all technicalities, the enemies, first heal, the enemies do work to the same general controller layout as the player. because that's how they designed them to be able to test them. So basically everything is running by the same general systems you have, just some have way more attached to a single button than you do. Careful.
You are already... 5... Yeah.
Yep. Healing is not free, it is a committed action.
Yeah. These the fire bombs are like a thing I'm trying to figure out how to get around that.
Biggest thing is mostly just angles and arcs. Just think of them like any other projectile.
Go again. You do it better.
The thing I'll say is don't throw out your R2s too willy-nilly, because those definitely have the biggest wind up and cool down. I'd heal up once you're halfway, yeah, like that. Good swing. There's a residence.
Yep, and that's what the residence key used.
Beware, there may be residents in this residence. Oh, chest behind you.
Yeah, there was a chest ahead. And this is an amazing chest ahead.
It's alright.
Cold pine resin. Add light. It's a usable item that adds lightning to your weapon.
Ooh.
And it stacks on top of its existing element type. It doesn't replace it, so you're basically just putting a raw buff on it.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's timed on that.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
Do you remember where Mr. Man is? I could have sworn there was a Mr. Man with a ring here.
Which one's Mr. Man?
Big guy.
There is a Mr. Man around here, yeah. I know where he is.
Hello.
Also, yeah, that guy saw you and was just like, I'm gonna go deal with that problem.
Bonk. Alright.
My sound got all wonky there. Alright.
What the?
Archer. There's an archer behind you. You should go up that staircase and deal with that archer. But first heal.
He did not heal.
He chose attack, and he lost that trade.
I gotta exit out every time to add one to the death count.
Yeah, it's not the most convenient for this kind of stuff.
Hello, sir. Oh, that guy dropped something. Another battle axe.
Another battle axe.
If this was DS2, that might have been cool.
Fuck. They are aggroing me a lot in this area.
Sound does play a minor element to how well they can see you, so. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yo! Let's go!
Now that's a rite of passage right there. Freaking throw yourself off a goddamn cliff trying to kill someone. Hell yeah. That's the Dark Souls experience right there. Biggest word of advice that I can make is kind of slow your game down just a little bit. Take time to
lower it.
Bring the enemies in. Take advantage of your shield so that you can see what they're doing, learn their patterns. Then you can start to really take advantage of them.
Yeah, honestly, the way I tend to play, let them make the first move. And don't even dodge roll, just move.
Yeah. You can actually just sidestep a lot of stuff with your shield up. Now you don't want to keep yourself stuck to your shield because, actually, that's a good thing. Well, before you go outside, just roll around a bunch or run around a bunch and waste all your stamina. Alright, and now watch how fast it comes back.
Oh.
Now do it again, but then when you get back up, hold your shield. Significantly
Snail.
slower.
Okay.
You keep that in mind when you're working on your defensive. Very much like other action games, you will focus on the enemy in front of you, but it'll keep your eye on those other ones. Those enemies up there, honestly, you don't have to deal with them. Of course, now it's personal, so... yeah.
Is that a net gain? I think that was a net gain.
That was thankfully a net gain. Also, that's another thing I should mention. There are counter states in this game. When an action is being done, if you get hit during the start or end of that action, you will take more damage. Same applies to enemies. That guy's a good lesson to remember for later. Yeah.
Okay,
just about every... Yeah, oh, I know exactly where Mr. Man is. Big thing with enemies in this game is their aggro range is very much a circle, tied with a bit of line of sight. So typically you can bait out one enemy at a time to mitigate problems.
If all else fails, throwing knives.
A throwing knife will be able to bring them in closer earlier. That's the flow of it.
You got it.
Alright,
Anyway.
so we've got stairs up, and there is a path down. Now, look where you're running.
Donna!
That is... Oh, he heard you. He heard you! He's coming!
Oh, he's coming! Black Knight!
He's
Black
coming!
Knight! Black Knight! Black Knight
All right.
Herald just scared your ass into the abyss.
Alright. Don't move. Let's laugh.
I am marking that as chased off cliff by Black Knight.
I'm assuming that's another rite of passage on that.
Okay, not
not
that specifically,
not how
but
that
that
happened
was funny.
specifically, no. But that was a great end result. So, we have a death on the counter for I'll just tell you. That is basically a mini-boss wandering the world. You are technically fully capable of dealing with him right now, if you understand the rules.
I will ask maybe
I would
take one solid attempt.
Yeah, like you are free to try again with a proper attempt with him.
We do
and see
need to
how
get
that goes.
our stuff back anyway, so.
Yeah, you will be going down there.
Get shit first, then throw hands. Me when I see Bracken and Lethal Company.
Yeah, I would honestly ignore these firebomb guys and just deal with the ones down here at the floor level. Like, honestly, when it comes to how you're approaching encounters in this game, think back more to Devil May Cry 1 than any modern character action game.
Did you know Mega Man 0 02 onward is a character action game in the 2D play?
Not inaccurate.
That motherfucker healed! He must die!
Also, if you want to switch targets, you use the right stick to move between them. You're low on stamina, I'd back off.
I'd say that's a double chug.
Yeah.
Yo, more pant. It's only the one. Very carefully. I forget if that door over there is locked or it's just an actor. I think it's locked.
I will tell you straight up, there is no other paths here.
Okay.
He saw you.
Oh, he heard you. This is not a great spot.
I would get him out to the open if you can.
Yeah, take this fight upstairs.
Don't overroll, I'll tell you that much. Because once you've inputted the command, you will typically commit to it, which means it could be really bad to come out of a hit into a wake-up in which you rolled and got freaking bodied. So yeah, I'd say fight him here. This is a good spot.
Yeah, this is a good spot. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have an exhibition match between Submidula and the Black Knight. You know, the undead bird!
Oh!
Oh, beefy hit, but he's still living. Nice roll.
Coming with the stinger, hits him with an overhead. Goes for a jump. Another stinger.
Oh, it's a backstab, mate! Nice job!
Big damage.
Big damage. Don't greet, though.
He also lost his lock on. And he hit him with the wake-up stab.
Honestly, you
good
do
first
that,
attempt.
like...
I could...
That was a good... I think you can do it.
I think I can
definitely
do it.
do that.
I think I can do it.
Jack, do you believe in him?
I believe him. If you get your souls back and then go buy the healer shield from the merchant, then you can guarantee you're not taking any chip damage from his attacks. Because I'm pretty sure this doesn't have 100% physical reduction. X. Oh no, it does. Fuck it. Ball it with this.
Fuck it. We're balling.
We ball.
Shadow, I totally read that in that character's voice. We'll get to him one day.
So many battle axes. Oh my god.
Oh, the guy in the shack followed you.
Whoa!
Alright. Let's heal up and make our way.
butt stab!
Hey, Black
All right.
Knight. No, dude.
All right.
Round! I'm gonna just call this 2 for the...
Yeah.
That's better.
That first one wasn't a round. That was a Looney Tunes episode.
That was a wrestling promo.
All right. Freaking enemy! An enemy fell off a cliff and died. Amazing.
This is a game of poking.
This is the most fighting game experience you're gonna get out of this early.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The big delay swing.
Takes off helmet. Margit!
Shadow is right. This is a... I mean, parry is king in this game. You just gotta learn the feel of it, and then you can basically destroy the game in half. But in lieu of parries, for any enemy size, or rather player size enemy, backstabs will be your strongest tool.
Doop-a-doop-doop-doo.
Hello, Bastionora.
Hello.
Yeah.
He's
That guy.
learning.
He is indeed learning.
Oh my god! Oh!
Oh. Well,
Well, this is a PC version for this one.
That was some peak greed. That's how the game gets you. Oh, I know this zone. I'm not afraid. I'm gonna swipe through these. Ah, fuck.
that good old Dark Souls hubris.
I forgot to respect the enemies.
My face when I went on my first try got Orphan Cost the final phase. Couldn't do it for the rest of the night afterwards.
That actually, someone brings up in chat, which actually I am going to point out. We are not going to be abusing PvP or PvP support to get Pat stuff earlier than he would normally get it.
Yeah.
I will preface that the only way I intend to help him outside of directly doing co-op would be supplying with humanities at most so that we can do more co-op as he pleases.
Basically to lessen the amount of actual grinding.
Yeah.
Like if he can grind for it, Stefan will help out.
We'll still want to limit how many souls and humanity stuff that he gets because we don't want to overdo it.
Overhead. Boot.
Alright.
Alright.
Is standing boot a 6H? I feel like it's 6H considering it has guard breaking properties.
That is a bowl cut.
Bowl cut.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy decided. Take care of that guy.
We need to
they
take care of this
just
guy's
made Oh, they just made this a lot worse.
Oh, this is gonna... Wow! It appears... Oh no, it appears to this wrestling match someone has
can't
brought a
climb
steel chair!
Hold on. Our match is currently being interrupted.
Alright,
Okay.
I think that's good enough.
Kill this guy.
I just want
And
to
then probably
make
heal
sure.
Alright. So go ahead.
Now,
And
our
he did-
battle will be legendary.
Go ahead and heal up. Or not.
I can't
Go.
read that side is for me. Pat! Pat!
Pat!
I didn't think you could walk over that. Okay. Hold on.
There's another enemy in there.
Aggroed. Run back up. Run your ass back up. Anyone have Benny Hill music? Does anyone have Benny Hill music?
Not on stock.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh, got you.
Hey, come again with the 6M.
All right, we're in a no heal zone.
He's on Pixel.
Dump.
Well,
Benny Hill Dark
It was
Knight.
going so well that first attempt on.
Yeah, right.
Okay, now I'm starting to be funny with how I mark down these deaths. I'll have to show the list when we're done. At least for tonight. I might actually have to lower the font size to fit this all in one page.
Oh no!
Or I could increase the font size by 1 and double space it to make it look bigger. It's all a matter of perspective of how the paper is actually written. Did you ever do that?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think I've done it once or twice.
I can't tell if
Are you,
they're.
bro?
Okay,
Oh, they're coming.
Oh,
for
that
ya.
guy's coming to... Oh, they're coming to throw down.
All right, they have now made themselves problems.
You are now problematic. You have acquired 1 firebomb.
By God, you will know you have that.
He really does have 1 firebomb, chat.
Actually,
Look at
Nora,
that
it's not a
fireball.
requirement. It's just a cute little thing in chat. No need to ping about it.
You and you. Get out of my kitchen.
Yep, you understand it. Oh. Oh, the greed.
The absolute greed of this bed.
Yeah, I would drink up another one and then get his attention.
Now, if there are no more distractions, it's just you and me.
Oi, what'd you say about me, you little
That
bitch?
corner.
Yeah, that corner was like, oh no.
That corner had an opinion. All right.
Camera, please.
I love that sound. Just chonk.
I'd say try to stick closer to him so you have a smaller turning radius to go for a butt stab.
Yeah. You're gonna aim for his right shoulder, more or less.
Quite a decent punish. Back away a little bit if you feel like you need time to get your stamina back. Okay.
I'd be careful with the double swings.
Oh, ah!
Oh, what the
Almost good.
fuck?
Back away from the wall.
Yeah.
You have a little more time than you think with that flourish, but being safe.
There we go.
There
Nice!
we go.
Good butt
All right,
stab.
lock back on. It unlocks
Lock
you
back
after
on.
you do a backstab, yeah.
Right.
All right, you took issue with that?
Ah!
Good attempt.
Not bad, though.
I can do
You're
it.
getting
I
it.
can do it. I can fucking
You can absolutely do it.
You can do it.
We're ending stream. This is gonna be like the end of stream when we kill him, but we're gonna fucking do it. I don't know about parrying too much right now, just because of like, if I miss, he fucks me up on that. So like,
Yeah, that is the early. That is the grind set to learn parrying. Thankfully, his actual swings are not that fast, so if you really wanted to commit to learning the parry timing, there are worse enemies to try and learn it on. Oh, he still has a little bit of health.
yeah, they're coming down.
I do not remember the aggro being this aggressive. Alright. Now, if you really wanted to, you do have a sizable chunk that you could get a couple levels out of what you have now.
If you want to power up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. There's always an option in these games. Okay. That is the pixel.
That is the pixel of Pixelus! My man is on fumes! And is dead.
And there's that certified greed right there.
Well, it's the problem. Well, I agreed because, like, it's one of those I know my healing options are limited, so I figure, like, I can't run away and like,
You
try
must
and-
be safe.
Actually, the big thing with this game is you'll get to a point where you're comfortable enough recognizing enemy movesets and cooldowns that you will be standing in front of a boss. You saw them swing, and you'll know I can heal right now, and I'm right next to him. Again, enemies have the exact same restrictions you have in that their attacks will have a cooldown that they have to abide by.
Yeah, I think right now with the knight is just trying to figure out what constitutes his backside for getting that window.
To use your own character as an example, I'd say it's like right between the right arm and their shoulder, so kind of like that. So kind of like where the knot of your cloth is, kind of like around there is what you're aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll say similar to a to any RPG where you have healing items. Healing items don't mean much when you're dead, so
Yeah. That Grave Lord really wants to throw hands.
I want a specific kind of PvP experience. One that most people don't experience on their first or even subsequent playthroughs because they don't always want to necessarily deal with that. I'm sure people that are... Oh, I'm sure people that play online way more often is doing anything they can to mix up the game at this point.
What?
And here comes the and here comes the undead guy with a steel chair.
You know what? I ain't even mad about that one.
What the hell, bro?
Yeah, kind of like Shadow Mage says in the chat, it's definitely less worry about how many heals you have and learn more.
Well, it's not so much of like the amount of heals I have. It's more the thing of like the animation of healing kind of deal is that I feel like I'm just gonna get hit anyway kind of deal on that.
That's the big thing. So this is typically the mindset that I think would help. The time to heal is the same time it is to attack. If you see you have an opening to attack someone, that is the same timing that you'll use to heal.
Like, strategy I tend to employ is just walking around a dude after they attack, instead of going for the punish, chug.
Yeah. It's a similar philosophy of, I could attack right now, or instead I'll heal.
I will instead use the opportunity to not die.
That's always rude. It's like, I am climbing up this ladder. I have gotten up, and an enemy immediately attacks you, and you're just like, this bitch.
Bruh.
It's a bit of a fallacy, Roxas, but at its core, yeah.
I will take it from the people that have actually played it and not by internet osmosis onto that, you know.
Don't you know, Mew is under the truck.
Alright, sword guy's gonna come at you faster. You are out of stamina, so be careful. Alright, let's heal up and draw him out. Hey, Sauron.
Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Alright, good butt stab.
Now lock back on. Oh, you got him during an animation, so he did a little bit of bonus damage there. Remember, your stamina is slower to go back up when you have your shield up. You had the good right of it earlier where you were taking your hand off the shield as you needed to recover back on. Getting a good flow of it, though.
This is the learning experience early on. Once the initial barrier is defeated, you'll be flying through. hardest starting class? I mean, I feel like the obvious is, goddamn fucking naked one.
Depraved.
Yeah, deprived.
The biggest thing with that is that you're starting with even stats and no equipment, but the equipment can easily be solved early on, so you kind of just deal with a slight early game hiccup until that immediately gets you some stats you can take anywhere you want. Big issue though is that you don't have any access to pyromancies or magics until you've gotten to the respective trainers. So you're kind of going all physical all the way. You are not doing a lot of rolling, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to understand your run and move speed, though. You can already tell that you're a bit chunkier with your walking speed. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying understand what you're using. You've changed up your movement speed from a Shoto to like an Alex type.
And what's the Havel loadout supposed to be? Fucking Hugo?
Yes.
What the hell?
And that's why. Ask your question.
Okay, why was I suddenly like getting my guard broken by that?
You may have just been not allowing it to recharge enough. So the stamina recovery also is affected by how heavy your equipment is. So by having heavier equipment here, your stamina actually is restoring a little more slowly. That is the other side effect of it. Like, it is by like a couple fractions of the seconds, but it is still slower than what you just had. So that's probably also what was messing you up. So you are having a slightly slower stamina recovery as well, on top of the slower movement. Oftentimes the big thing that people use to mitigate that is to have built up so much stamina that they can do what they need before it's completely evaporated. So Jarnoska in the chat, his advice is indeed valid. The kick will always be faster to break open the shields than simply attacking aggressively.
Okay, I think I'm getting this armor off on the...
If you too many change of elements throwing you off, I can understand that. Good old headshots. Right. Yeah, Vashinora is right. Once you start to deal with like a whole horde of enemies, it's definitely a lot harder to find your proper timings.
Yeah, hordes, you gotta find those checkpoints or have a decent weapon that can sweep through them. And that's only with small fry. Now hear me out, what if we had a really speedy lightning boss with 2, like, black knights to his side? Now that would be an asshole move.
That would be an asshole move.
Yeah. Well, it totally wouldn't be the hardest boss in the game, even above Melania herself.
I'll say real talk. Don't sleep on consumables. A firebomb can one-shot almost any non-boss and mini-boss enemy that you're encountering so far.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Good. Yeah, you're having much more success if you're moving to the left.
Yeah.
Hi, Alexandra.
Hi, I
Okay,
just
hold
want
on. Hold on, real
quiet
quick.
in the
Oh,
chat.
He
locked in.
is locked. He is locked in. Oh, doing the full
Now.
combo. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you don't have any
Okay.
heals.
Nice.
Good.
Don't get
Upgrade.
too greedy.
Yeah!
Let's go! Ooh, oh,
Ah, yeah, okay, so what's the thing we got out of him?
You got a high grade upgrade material. So go to the second tab.
that will be a surprise tool to help us later.
Alright, here
All right,
goes.
now let's
Fast.
sit our butts down. Hello, Alexandra. Welcome to a hell of a time to
This.
join in.
Yeah, I know. I went out right after I was watching Johnny do MGS3 and I rated it and I was like, we gotta go out. So I went out, came back. I was like, finish up some crochet for Saturday. How's Pat doing?
25
Bated
so
breath.
far.
Learning.
All right.
Okay.
So I would level up.
Yep.
Level up.
Honestly, if you want, you could put a level up into both vitality and endurance. Get yourself some good stables, and then you could go walk out and just breathe on one enemy, and that should be enough to get you the next level.
Alright, let's talk about level 9. Impressive, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just gonna get a little bit of experience with that.
Yeah, just kill these 3 schmucks and then go and have yourself
Can
a
they
nice
can
treat.
they walk into save areas?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes, they
Yes,
can,
they
Patrick.
can. The only thing that's
Thought about
is
that.
getting your ass down.
That's the only way to protect you from getting hurt. is sitting your butt
Yeah,
down.
you need to sit
And
down
can you
before
get
they
smacked
get there.
out of that animation of sitting down?
Yes, actually. If someone swings faster than you technically trigger the fog to appear, they will knock you out of it.
Yeah, that Bargain Chance just say, man, if it just dropped the weapon on that one.
Yeah, so those Black Knights all can drop the weapons that they hold, including the shield and their primary hand. If you were to have gotten this weapon off of that, you'd basically know exactly what you're aiming for your strength build, because that is one of the best ones to aim
Yeah.
for.
That is the Black Knight one-hander sword. Considering you're going all in on strength, the Holy Grail is the Black Knight Greatsword.
Yeah.
Or axe. But
Alright.
mainly
Or
the
axe.
Greatsword.
Alright, well, I think that should be good for this first session onto that.
Good first session, I think.
Yeah. So does it just automatically save when I get to a bonfire on that, or?
It's auto-saving
Te- te-
constantly.
Yeah. Did you sneeze at an enemy? It auto-saved.
Okay, got ya.
Yeah. Typically, you should quit out via the menu, just to make sure.
Yeah, alright. That'd be... Game?
Yep.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that will do it for this session. Okay, I think I'm starting to understand a little bit more onto it. There's gonna be definitely a learning curve for the first few streams for this. I can already tell.
You're very aggressive, and while that's not a bad thing, it is getting you into trouble. I'll say that much.
So that'll be it for this. For all the new people that came in, we do these every Thursday at 7 o'clock. For that, also, if you want to follow updates and stuff like that, go ahead and is now just the Discord link not working. Oh my god, why is everything going?
Did Nightbot die?
I think Stream Elements is just hitting the shitter more and more. Okay, well, use that link to go to our Discord then. Onto that. Yeah. Anyway, that'll do it for tonight, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Farewell.